try.
कैपिटल बैंकेट हॉल से आपसे मुखातिब अरशद भट्टी। आज यहाँ एक सेलिब्रेशन का प्रोग्राम होने जा रहा है। वेलकम 2020 भी है और साथ शुक्रिया भी अदा करना है दोस्तों का जिन्होंने साउथ एशियन कम्युनिटी में साउथ एशियन जो हमारे मेम्बरान पार्लियामेंट हैं उनको मंतखब किया। ahsan Zia साहब इस प्रोग्राम को अरेंज कर रहे हैं जिसमें मिनिस्टर नवदीप बैन्स भी होंगे और तमाम दूसरे मेम्बरान पार्लियामेंट जो हैं वो भी यहाँ पे आएंगे। कैमरामैन हमारे साथ हैं साबिर गाया।
अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम इज़ा जाअ नस्रुल्लाहि वल फत्ह व रअयतन नास यदखुलून फी दीनिल्लाहि अफ़वाजा फसब्बिह बिहम्दि रब्बिका वस्तग़फिर इन्नहु कान तव्वाबा सदक़ल्लाहुल अज़ीम।
I would request my beloved daughter, Ahsan, to give a welcome speech for Honorable Minister Naveed Bains.
Honorable Naveed Bains, Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry, respected MPs and honored guests. My name is Ahsan and it is a great honor and pleasure to wish you all a genuine welcome on behalf of the host. We are here going to have a merry and enjoyable time together today. It's gratifying to look around and see so many kind and familiar faces. That's a pleasing welcome to what I know is going to be a great New Year huddle. Well, some wise person said that 1 year goes by taking it assessed of hopes and aspirations. Another year comes with a bundle of new opportunities to release your dreams and to realize your goals. Therefore, today, we all should forget the hard times, tough behaviors, and rude shocks given by the life, and should strive for going forward with new zeal and strength, because that's what the leaders do. To carry the burden past can slow you down. Smart. Lively and wise people don't carry the burdens into next year. Dear all, enough of serious talk from me being so young. Therefore, my message for today will be, please all of you don't do serious talking, as I have already done it for you. Last but not the least, I would say a word of wisdom. Youth is when you're allowed to stay up late on New Year's Eve. Middle age is when you're forced to. So all of you, you're allowed to. My heart is beating again. Now I will request the Honorable Naveed Bains to speak about his future vision.
So thank you very much for that kind introduction. And when we're talking about future vision, I think it's pretty much right before you. Can we please get a round of applause for the young lady and her kind introduction and why we're all here today. I want to begin by saying Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed the holiday season. And in particular, I want to acknowledge my colleagues because we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you. But we often talk about that, and I'm going to say a few words about that momentarily. But I want to acknowledge in no particular order, but of course, someone who needs no introduction, Ikra Khalid. Please, can we get a round of applause for her? Maninder Sidhu, the young dynamic guy from Brampton East now, the NDP slayer. Kamal Khera, is that correct? Yeah, that's right, Kamal Khera. And Ruby Sahota. And Ahsan, thank you very much for organizing this. Thank you all for being here today. I know how busy everyone is as you're getting ready for the new year. You have many other engagements and commitments, but thanks again for stepping up in a big way. And I just want to start off briefly by saying that when I hear the national anthem, when I hear and see young people come up and that are so articulate, so heartfelt, with so much promise, it warms up the heart. And that's why we get involved in politics, because it's not only for us, but ultimately it's for future generations. And we work hard because we want to make sure that we leave a world a little bit better off for you guys. Because our parents worked hard and our grandparents worked hard to make sure that we had a better life. And that's what really it means to be a parent. That's what it means to be a community leader. And all of you understand this as well. And that's what the last campaign was about. It was a campaign where we were looking at how do we differentiate ourselves as a Liberal Party to distinguish what we stood for, what our values were, what we were going to campaign on. The environment, of course, is very important. The economy is very important. But now we must come together to look at not what differentiates us, but what brings us together. You know, we are in a minority government. We have to work with others. We have to collaborate. We have to demonstrate that we need one another. And right now you're seeing there's challenges in Alberta and Saskatchewan. You're seeing some challenges in Quebec with the bloc as well. But I am very optimistic. In Punjabi, my Nana ji, jire Nankana Sahib to sige, unhone mainu bachpan to sikhaya ki chaddi kala bahut zaruri hai. Positive and optimist thinking. So we're optimists. My colleagues and I were optimists. And we're optimistic because we know when we work together we can accomplish a lot. So we are here to commit to you that we'll continue to fight day in and day out to make sure we leave a better environment, that we meet those ambitious targets we've set for zero emissions by 2050 and to reduce our carbon footprint by 2030. That's what innovation is going to be all about. That's where we're going to need science. We're going to need young people like you who have great ideas, who are going to make this community and this country a better place. And we also recognize that we live in a tough world. If you look at the geopolitical situation right now, I can't think of any part of the world where there isn't conflict, where there's an internal strife, where there's an political unrest. And we as Canada have a moral obligation to stand up for those people, for those communities, for those countries where they're looking for our leadership when it comes to human rights, when it comes to make sure that we demonstrate the respect for the rule of law. So this is another commitment that we plan to make. We know these are difficult times. In Canada, we'll continue to be that beacon of hope, to carry on the Personnian legacy that our former Prime Minister had post-World War II when we established the United Nations. That's the vision we share as Liberals as well. But none of that would have been possible if it wasn't for you. So today it's not about myself or my colleagues. It's all thank you to you. 2020, of course, is going to be a busy year, minority government, so we don't know when the next election will be, so hint, hint. Keep those signs ready and get ready to knock on doors because we don't control our fate entirely. We rely on other political parties. But 2019 was a challenging year politically for us. We went through a tough campaign. But we not only did well in the region of Peel, we exceeded expectations. And that's in no small part to your efforts. You guys stepped up in a big way. You put up a lot of signs, made a lot of phone calls, made significant financial contributions. There are members here, senior members of the Liberal Party here as well that can speak to that. And you guys really demonstrate what Canada's all about. It's not simply about your personal successes. It's not about simply coming here, finding a good job, making money and retiring with, you know, a good retirement package. But it's about supporting your neighbors. It's about supporting your community. As I said before, it's about supporting the next generation. And so you took up the cause. You worked very hard. You stepped up in a big way. And so thank you very much for that. Because we would not be in this position Ruby, Kamo, Maninder, Ikra, and myself, we would not be in this position today if it wasn't for your hard work and if it wasn't for your determination and your grit. So you guys deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much. Ahsan knows this. He stepped up in a big way on many of the campaigns. I was speaking to my colleagues and I said, do you know this young fella? They go, of course we do. Because like him, you guys really took initiative. And we are indebted to you. And we commit to you that we're going to work day in and day out to serve Mississauga, to serve Brampton, to serve this community. And we're going to work together. That's one thing I think you will appreciate, that we're one team. We have a great working relationship. We trust each other. We respect each other. And I want to thank you for that as well. Because you not only supported me or one individual, you supported the entire team here in the Region of Peel, and you supported the Liberal Party. And for that, thank you very much as well. And we have Hardam Mangat, who is the Vice President of the Liberal Party. Can you please stand up for a moment, please? So I want to acknowledge him as well. And he was at an event with me just a few moments ago, and he said, don't let your guard down. And if there's one message I can convey to you, yes, we're very fortunate, very thankful, very grateful, but we should not take anything for granted. We should not take the fact that we live in the best country for granted. We should not take these liberal values of openness, fairness, of equality for granted. And we have to fight day in and day out for that. So continue to remain engaged, continue to inspire young people, continue to support each other, and you can definitely count on our support as well. One thing I will say, we're not perfect. We're going to make our mistakes. Punjabi ch again, galtiyan honiyan sar. Time to time, sar to galti honi. But please make sure you let us know. If we are doing something that is problematic, if we are taking steps that you deem to be inappropriate, if we're saying something that you're not happy with, come to our offices, meet us at events, be honest with us. That's what we want in return. Because you've done more than your fair share, but you are our ears on the ground. You know the community better than anyone else. You know the issues better than anyone else. So you've got to keep that open dialogue. And I'm confident if we continue to have that kind of relationship, we'll continue to build a prosperous region of Peel, a prosperous community, and a prosperous country. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the best for 2020. And I know this decade will be full of promise. Thank you so very much.
Now I would request Irfan Malik sir to present his book on women empowerment to Honorable Minister.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Ahsan bhai. The great thing that you brought your daughter and she introduced Honorable Minister, that was a great thing. Thank you so much for that. This initiative taken by Ahsan bhai, thank you so much for putting this together. We saw this opportunity on behalf of Pakistan Canada Community Services. PCCS always looking for opportunity to do something different in the community. So this was the opportunity we saw. And one of our friend, Rizwan Afzal Saab, he actually got the coins and the stamps from the Pakistan, which the government had issued on 550 birthday of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sahib. So we saw this opportunity to present this to Minister Bains and other MPs. For that, I just would like to give a very brief introduction of Guru Dev Ji. Guru Nanak, also referred as to Baba Nanak Sahib, was the founder of Sikhism and the first of the 10 gurus. His birth is celebrated worldwide as Guru Nanak Gurpurab on the Kartik Puran Mashi, the full moon day in the month of Katak, October, November. He was born in 1469, Nankana Sahib, which is in Pakistan, and he passed away in September 22nd, 1539 in Kartarpur, Pakistan, which the government just opened that Kartarpur Sahib for India. And I think as a Pakistani, we feel pride to have such an amazing personality who was born there and he's laid there. So in order to present certificate on those coins, I would like to invite Team PCCS to come and present those certificates to our honorable guests.
My name is Naveed Bains, and you're watching Toronto 360 TV.
मिनिस्टर ऑफ इनोवेशन एंड साइंस एंड इंडस्ट्रीज जनाब नवदीप बैन साहब आज हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं. एक प्रोग्राम था. सबसे पहले हैप्पी न्यू ईयर.
Happy New Year to you and to all the listeners, G, as well.
So there'll be any change during this tenure or the same thing you're continuing with that?
In terms of the federal government?
Yes.
So as you know, the dynamic has shifted quite a bit. In the House of Commons, we have to work with one of the other three political parties if we need to get the majority number of votes. So that is a big change in a minority government. So we're going to have to collaborate and work with others, which we plan to do.
So do you think when can be the next election will be?
Oh, your guess is good as mine, G. It is difficult to say with any certainty when the election will be. We do have the fixed election date 4 years from now, but because of the minority government situation, it's challenging to confirm the exact date. Our goal is now to focus on working with other political parties to move the agenda forward, focusing on Canadians, on the issues we ran on the environment, the economy, and of course on world issues.
So the leadership crisis of the Conservative will help Liberals for, you can say, for the next election or not?
Well, our focus is on Canadians. We know that we went through a very tough campaign. It was very personal. It got nasty at times. What we want to do now is, as we did from the speech from the throne, identify our platform commitments ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਾਅਦੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੌਰਾਨ 'ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਵਾਅਦੇ ਨਿਭਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਸਾਡਾ ਉੱਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫੋਕਸ ਆ। ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਹਾਂ। On certain issues, it could be the Conservatives, it could be the Bloc from Quebec, could be the NDP. We're willing to work with any political party to move the agenda forward on behalf of Canadians.
ਅੱਛਾ, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਮਿਨੋਰਟੀ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਣ। ਉਸ ਦੀ ਇਹ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਰਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਨੰਬਰਸ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਣ। ਐਂਡ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੇਨ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਅਰਾਊਂਡ 35-40% ਫਿਰ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਅਨਾਊਂਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ। ਇਹ ਵੀ ਪਲਾਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਜਨਰਲੀ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਨੂੰ ਲੋਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਸੰਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੈਨੀਫੈਸਟੋ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਿਕ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ?
ਸੋ ਵੀਰ ਜੀ ਪੋਲ ਤਾਂ ਅਪ ਐਂਡ ਡਾਊਨ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। ਪੋਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਵੇਲੇ ਕੁਛ ਹੋਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟਸ ਕੁਛ ਹੋਰ ਕਹਿ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਸਾਡਾ ਪੋਲਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫੋਕਸ ਸਾਡਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਕੰਮਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਆ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਾਅਦੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਚਾਈਲਡ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਤੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਬਾਰੇ, ਸੀਨੀਅਰਸ ਬਾਰੇ, ਮਾਈਨੋਰਿਟੀਜ਼ ਬਾਰੇ, ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਾਅਦੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਨਵਾਇਰਮੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ 'ਤੇ ਫੋਕਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ। ਅਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੂਰਾ ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰੀਏ, ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਘੱਟ ਕਰੀਏ, ਨਿਮਰਤਾ 'ਚ ਰਹੀਏ, ਲੋਕਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਫੋਕਸ ਕਰੀਏ, then we can earn the trust again to have another mandate.
ਅੱਛਾ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਪੀਲ ਰੀਜਨ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਪਰਫਾਰਮੈਂਸ ਰਹੀ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਦੀ ਔਰ ਕੁਝ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸਿਸ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੀ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਸੈਟਅਪ ਉੱਥੇ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਇਤਨਾ ਹੀ ਉਮੀਦ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਨੂੰ।
ਨੋ ਡਾਊਟ ਕਿ ਐਕਸਪੈਕਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੈਟਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਰੀਜਨਲ ਅਪੀਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਫੰਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਟਸ ਡੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ ਟੂ ਦ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ। ਪੀਪਲ ਕੇਮ ਆਊਟ, ਆਪਣਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ, ਪੈਸੇ ਦਿੱਤੇ, ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ੇ ਖੜਕਾਏ, ਫੋਨ ਕਾਲਸ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ, ਸਾਈਨ ਲਾਏ, ਆਪ ਵੀ ਘਰਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਲਾਏ। ਸੋ ਇਟ ਵਾਜ਼ ਅ ਕਲੈਕਟਿਵ ਐਫਰਟ ਐਂਡ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹ ਮਾਡਲ ਹੈ ਅਪੀਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੈਫੀਨਿਟਲੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੈਸਨਸ ਲਰਨ ਕੀਤੇ ਆ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਜੋੜ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੋੜਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਬਟ in Mississauga, in Brampton, the local MPs ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਹੋ ਸੀਗੇ ਇਕਰਾ ਖਾਲਦ, ਅੱਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਸੀਗੀ ਰੂਬੀ ਸੋਥਾ, ਕਮਲ ਖੈਰਾ, ਮਨਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਆਏ ਐਂਡ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ MP ਕਾਫੀ ਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ। ਸੋ ਦੇ ਡਿਜ਼ਰਵ ਅ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਕ੍ਰੈਡਿਟ ਐਜ਼ ਵੈਲ।
ਅੱਛਾ, ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਮਾਸ਼ਾਅੱਲਾ ਅਪੀਲ ਦੇ 'ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਮਜ਼ੀਦ ਹੋਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਪੋਲੀਟਿਕਸ ਆਉਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ, ਲੋਕ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ?
ਲੁੱਕ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਇਹ ਹਰ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਭਲੇ ਦੇ ਫਾਇਦੇ 'ਚ ਆ। ਵੀ ਵਾਂਟ ਮੋਰ ਸਿਵਿਕ ਇੰਗੇਜਮੈਂਟ। ਪਿਛਲੇ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 40% ਲੋਕ ਘਰ ਰਹੇ, ਵੋਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਈ। ਸੋ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਅ ਲੋਟ ਮੋਰ ਵਰਕ ਟੂ ਡੂ ਟੂ ਇੰਗੇਜ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਇਨਕਲੂਡਿੰਗ ਆਲ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼, ਨਾਟ ਓਨਲੀ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ। ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਇਹੀ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨਾ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੋ ਲੋਕ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ then we get better results, better accountability, and that's what we want. We want better participation.
Thank you very much for your time. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਜ਼ੀ ਸੀ, this time ਕੱਢਿਆ
No
ਬਹੁਤ
problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
ahsan zia साहब हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। आज 2020 को सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए कह लीजिए एक प्रोग्राम था। मिनिस्टर बेंस और मेंबरान पार्लियामेंट यहाँ मौजूद थे। ahsan भाई, क्या जहन में कॉन्सेप्ट था? आज माशाल्लाह सारी कम्युनिटी के चीते चीते लोग आपने यहाँ बुलवाए हुए थे। बड़ा अच्छा एक फैमिली गैदरिंग की तरह लगा आज का प्रोग्राम।
अरशद भाई, थैंक यू वेरी मच। आपने सबसे पहले मैं शुक्रिया अदा करूँगा, आपने बहुत यहाँ पे ब्यूटीफुल कवरेज की प्रोग्राम की। मेरे असल में ज़हन में ये था कि लोग मिनिस्टर्स के साथ अपने ताल्लुकात तो बनाते हैं लेकिन कम्युनिटी के साथ आउटरीच इतनी नहीं देते। तो मेरा ख्याल था कि एक इवेंट ऐसा रखा जाए जिसमें तकरीरें ज़्यादा ना हो, जस्ट ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर की तकरीर हो और उसके अलावा लोगों को मौका दिया जाए उनके साथ बात करने का। अगर किसी के कोई मसाइल हैं तो वो अपने मसाइल पे या कोई पार्टी विजन के ऊपर अगर वो को मालूमात लेना चाहते हैं कि आगे 4 साल में क्या होना है तो वो लोगों की एक रसाई उन तक हो, आउटरीच हो। और माशाल्लाह से उस लिहाज से बड़ा अच्छा रहा कि हमने जस्ट एक उन्हीं की तकरीर के बाद मीट एंड ग्रीट ओपन किया और सारे लोग एक खुले तरीके से उनको मिले और उनकी बातचीत भी हुई, फ़ोटो सेशन भी हुआ, केक कटिंग भी हुई, सबको एक यकसा मौका मिला उनके साथ मिलने का। तो यही है मेरा एक ख्याल था।
तो अभी नेक्स्ट फ्यूचर में भी आपके प्रोग्राम है, ऐसे प्रोग्राम करते रहेंगे? इट वाज अ गुड जेस्चर, ऐसा बहुत ज़बरदस्त अच्छा लगा ये।
जी अरशद भाई, इंशाल्लाह ताला यही ज़हन में है कि इसको फ्यूचर में जारी रखा जाएगा और उसमें आप सब जो हमारे कम्युनिटी के भाई हैं और एल्डर्स हैं उनका हमें तावन चाहिए कि वो इसी तरह साथ तावन करें तो हम इसको कामयाब बनाएंगे।
थैंक यू वेरी मच एंड विश यू गुड लक।
थैंक यू वेरी मच। थैंक यू।
सेलिब्रेशन 2020 का आगाज़ है, इसको सेलिब्रेट भी किया गया और साथ साथ शुक्रिया भी अदा किया गया दोस्तों का। ahsan ज़िया साहब ने एक बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम यहाँ पे पेश किया जिसमें मिनिस्टर ऑफ इनोवेशन एंड साइंस एंड इंडस्ट्रीज़ नवदीप बैंस साहब मौजूद थे, हमारे मेंबर पार्लियामेंट इकरा खालिद साहब मौजूद थी, इसके साथ साथ मेंबर पार्लियामेंट कमल खेरा, रूबी सहोता और मनिंदर सिंह यहाँ मौजूद थे। और एक लाइबा बच्ची ने बहुत अच्छी जो है इंट्रोडक्टरी तकरीर भी की मिनिस्टर साहब के लिए। और ख़ास तौर पे शफ़क़त साहब की जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है उन्होंने जो है कॉइन्स पाकिस्तान से ननकाना साहब में जो 550वीं जो है गुरु नानक साहब की जो जन्मदिन था उस हवाले से पाकिस्तान से यहाँ सिक्के मंगवा के जो है वो भी इनको प्रेजेंट की। बहुत खूबसूरत प्रोग्राम था।